get suspended or not. He didn't get suspended. He got a fine.
Well, that's nice. Maybe he just demonstrates his frustration via stick.
A few more shots to maybe Florida if you get a crack at it again next spring.
I'm in on that.
So much again from the Marner conversations over the past years on, 12, 13, 13 and a half, 14. Then the rumors started about signing just a 2 or 3 or a 4-year deal. Much surprised to just hear how simple it was. 12 times 8. Yep. Rantanen. Yep.
That's a piss off for me.
For sure.
After being, all these conversations in Toronto. Like, it's really, really frustrating that it's like immediately respectable deal. Like, he's right where he should be in terms of value. He's going to outperform his value over the length of the time. It's going to look like a great contract.
And if he signed that here,
well, totally different.
Isn't that maybe just a reflection of just how crazy like the media market is on particular stories once they're fixated? Because it was always the perception up there was always about the money for him, and he's greedy, and he's me and a few others accused of driving his price up, and then all of a sudden it's just like 12 times 8.
Yeah, but he did it in the tax-free thing, right? Like, he wanted to go to a tax-free place. He went to a tax-free place, and he got $12 million, which is...
But it wasn't 12.2. It wasn't 12.5.
The equivalent of that here, as we've talked about.
But this is what's frustrating. It's like he's made $100 million or 70 or 80 or whatever it is, so now he can not grind for the 0.2 or 0.4, and he did it somewhere else where suddenly they're going to have flexibility to add and keep and things that people wanted here. So
correct me if I'm wrong. Can I ask you, Kipper? Because there's that story out there that they made him a huge offer midway through this season, to make him the highest paid player in franchise history. Did that happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I've also gone on record that said they could offer him $20 million a year and he won't stay.
So that's probably what.
Never
part of why he's going to get booed.
It was never about the money.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have to understand the perception from a fan base, Kip, when you get offered the largest contract in franchise history and you turn it down and you leave the first second you can.
Yeah, well, listen,
I mean, that's a tough pill to
First of all, Matthews is at 3.25, right? 13. I'm sorry, 13.25. Yeah. So it was in that neighborhood, and I think they would have passed Matthews if they thought he'd legitimately consider it.
Yeah.
So I believe that it was out there for him here in Toronto to go there, but he needed a change. And did you guys read his statement today?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Well, I saw two things. I saw someone say if he had spoken like that once over his time here, he'd have been perceived a lot better. And then I saw someone else run it through a ChatGPT, which said 100% likelihood written by ChatGPT. So people were, there was some skepticism. Yeah. It was a nice note, Kip. The sentiment was good.
I tried my best, but it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, he said the right things.
Right?
Why did he never say that after a playoff series game?
It was well done on his part.
Nobody did.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
But I mean, Tanev did.
Yeah, those are all legitimate questions.
Yeah.
For sure. But it just seemed like the whole era wasn't built that way.
Well, I think you've alluded to this, Kipper, and you as well, Borny, that it just was not the right mix of guys. And the lack of accountability, these guys kind of fed off each other. But I think the way that Marner, maybe just the way he spoke to the media and just some of the stuff he said and the way he said it just rubbed people the wrong way, straight up. And I don't know if it's fair. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
but he
did at times struggle articulating the way he felt, and no bigger example of that than we're treated like gods here, and how people could take it right away, and
which he's 100% right about.
Right?
Yeah.
Which people took the wrong way when in fact that's not what he was insinuating. But
I have trouble with how it felt like it was viewed as Succession, and these guys were vying for the top spot, and it was acrimonious between the Marner camp to the Matthews camp about almost this race to be the guy. And I will say, seeing new Tavares deal, an Eyes deal you like, Marner gets a fresh start, it feels nice that they can almost turn the page. I don't know if they're going to be worse. I think until they show me they add someone top 6, I think they're probably worse.
Yeah.
But it does feel like it was time.
So is this the new standard now with guys needing to come in and prove that you could leave money on the table? Like
Boston was the whole thing.
When it's all said and done, like Tavares was clearly in a position where he's just going to take whatever they gave him. He's not moving. Okay. Nice to me is a real good sign that he left a little bit, not a ton for me, because he was right up there in that 8.25, and then no more on a 6-year deal. If you want to go 8 years, I could see him asking for 9 or 10, and even 9 or 10 would have bothered some people on 8 years.
Yep.
Right. So good on him. But moving forward, is this the way it's going to have to be here?
Well, I think it really got crazy with this stuff when the cap was flat. And it was all about there's this set pie for 5 years, and we're all cutting pieces up and who gets what. And if we all take a little less pie, we can be better around it. I think as the cap goes like this, and right now, I think something like 25, 26 teams were within spending a couple $1 million at the salary cap the last couple of years. That's not going to be the case. So there will be more money for the best guys to take more money, I think, in the future. And I think there'll be less pressure on guys to take less. Now, Florida's a different animal because they're jammed up against it. They got a ton of great guys. They're trying to be a dynasty. But I do think, Kip, that there will be less pressure on guys to sacrifice in the years ahead.
So there was a lot of talk that if Marchand was going to leave Florida, there might have been a couple other teams that were knocking on the door with more money. We believe that the Leafs were in around $8 to $9 million for 4 years for Marchand. That's the feeling. Like a lot of people that I've talked to. A lot of money
leaving the table. If they were going to give him 9, he took 5.
Well, but he got 6 years. Yeah. Right, so
which also, by the way, this contract should immediately land in trouble.
Goes to 43 years of age.
When was the last time a 43-year-old forward played in the NHL? Yager limped his way around 43. Is there another one since 40?
But Corey Perry's proving that he can knock on the door.
Is Perry older than 40?
I had to listen all.
He'll be turning 41 this year, would he not?
So he's 40. He just turned 40.
Okay, so he's going to be under contract at 41. So how far is 41 to 43?
Perry $5 million for 3 years right now?
I have to say, I had to listen to how sketchy of a contract the Chris Tanev was one from every reporter. And that's a sketchy one. Let's keep an eye on that. And then Marchand, they're like, "Good job, Zito. What a wizard Zito is."
For Marchand. That contract's illegal.
Illegal.
Not a chance
that's
play that out.
Ilya Kovalchuk with the Devils style.
Yeah.
But if Marchand would have signed a much bigger, shorter term contract in Toronto, would it have been accepted, or would it have been, hold on for a second, why are we're glorifying these guys for taking less now, and this guy comes in and scoops it all up? But
it's been a major problem.
Is he?
The fair point.
I didn't want